Hello, and welcome to the ComSpark magazine interview series. My name is Jim Burden with Ahead Technologies, and we are partnering with ComSpark magazine for a series of interviews with various clients from all industries across the region. And today I have the pleasure of talking with Allison McGillivray, Vice President of Engineering for FMX. Allison, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about FMX? What do you do? Where'd you start?
Absolutely. Yeah, so in terms of product wise, FMX is a CMMS, which is a computerized maintenance management system.
Yeah.
So basically, what that means is that organizations from various industries can use it to track like maintenance work orders, preventive maintenance, assets and inventory, kind of things like that. Four walls and some equipment. It's generally a product that can kind of help with that. We also have some unique features as well. We do event scheduling and transportation management for K-12 schools and religious organizations, and basically anybody who kind of holds events in their facilities. So it's a pretty cool product. It's highly configurable, and because of that, we also get to help organizations with some other operational workflows as well. But I think my favorite thing about it is that we have a product that allows us to integrate with various building automation systems. Essentially, we can send event schedules from our CMMS product to this building automation system to turn HVAC and other systems on and off according to what's going on in their facilities that day. We can also receive alerts from that building automation system and assign workers to go check it out. So it's a very, very cool thing to play with that kind of automation.
Allison, interesting stuff. Can you share the origin story for your company and maybe give us a glimpse of the product roadmap for the next year or so?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so in about 2012, we're actually coming up on 9 years here. Our founders were working with a school district and trying to help them manage their facilities remotely and save on energy. So with projects like those, it's really important for those organizations to keep up with their preventive maintenance, their work orders, and their event scheduling in order to kind of fully realize those energy savings. So our founders were kind of looking for a solution to allow that school to better track those things. And they came up with several different options, but found that they were all kind of too difficult for that school's staff to use. So they created FMX, which was significantly easier to use for that school. And then they started to see success with it in other ways. They were marketing it to other schools and to help with their own energy management projects, and it just kind of took off kind of unexpectedly. And so here we are, 9 years later, and the original customer that we had is still a customer of ours today, and we're still growing that product. And we continue to pride ourselves on having a great customer experience and having a great user experience and a high degree of flexibility. That's really kind of a core part of our identity as a product and as a company. And it's an area where we're always going to continue to invest. So I think the thing that sets FMX apart, both as a product and as a company, is that we care really deeply about retaining our customers. Like I said, our first customer is still with us today, and we're focused on retaining our team as well. And while we're a growth focused company, we aren't growing just to grow. We want to be a place where our team can grow their careers and help us to deliver on our mission, which is to provide high quality software that makes our users' lives easier. Um, and so I think we haven't grown as fast as some like VC backed SaaS companies. the ones that you kind of more frequently hear about. But we're confident that we've grown the right way and we've grown our product the right way and that it's meeting the needs of our users. So, what we're looking to do next is to kind of expand upon that. We're looking to add more workflow automation than we have today. We're looking to take the data that our customers are putting into the software and really give them something back, provide them with actionable insights. This piece of equipment might be about to fail. You should consider reordering more of this inventory because you've used it more frequently than you have in the past. Really kind of take their information and provide them with something in return. And lastly, I think we're going to focus a lot more on predictive maintenance. We focus on preventive maintenance today, but predictive maintenance helps you identify when a piece of equipment might fail based on data that you have around you. One of the key parts of predictive maintenance is an IoT solution, putting sensors on that equipment or like in a refrigerator, for example. Schools have tons of refrigerators, restaurants have tons of refrigerators, basically anybody that serves food. And they keep that stock. But what happens if that refrigerator fails? You're going to lose all of that stock that you have, and it's going to waste all of those materials and all of that money. So having something in place saying, hey, it looks like the temperature in your refrigerator is rising, kind of helps you prevent disasters like that from happening. So that's a little bit about
That's
where we're
great.
going.
Sounds like exciting. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you. Exciting times at FMX. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you arrive at the job you're at, and what's your career path look like?
Yeah, I took a really interesting journey. So I've been at FMX for 5 years now, which in my opinion kind of makes you a dinosaur in startup time. But I actually started my career in marketing before I found engineering. So I originally joined FMX as a product marketing manager. And I kind of realized that I really enjoyed playing with the product and kind of figuring out all of the ways that people could use it. That was like my favorite part of my job. So I kind of developed this sense of professional jealousy, for lack of a better term. And I think I decided that I really wanted to be a part of building that product instead of just marketing it. So at the time, we had an opening for kind of a jack of all trades product person because we were still a very young company. We didn't have that many dedicated product roles. And so I moved into that role and I pretty much did everything that was product related. I did product management, I did product ownership, I did UX, I did QA, I did triage investigations, pretty much everything that kind of fell under that umbrella. And I loved it. It was incredible. And I did a lot of training in my spare time, and I did a lot of learning on the job, and I really couldn't get enough of it. And gradually, I kind of became interested in the engineering side of it as well. So I took on a lot of engineering management responsibilities too. And then one day, my boss kind of came over and told me, he said, "All right, you're going to manage engineering now." And I was like, "You're kidding! I'm not a, I'm not a developer by training or any of that." And here we are 4 years later, and I definitely wouldn't trade it for anything.
That's great. What an interesting path to get there.
Yeah.
So last question, knowing what you know now, what advice would you have given to your 25-year-old self?
Yeah, so for me, that really wasn't too long ago. It's only about 4 years ago, but a lot has happened in my career since then. And I think I would tell myself, you have to believe that you can do it. So I struggled a lot with imposter syndrome, and I definitely still do. Like, I was shocked when I got this interview request. So, like, why do you want to talk to me? But I think a lot of young women in tech, especially, struggle with imposter syndromes in their career. It's really hard to know if you're doing the right thing, and you're afraid that you're going to mess up, and then everyone's going to know that you don't belong there, and it's a real struggle. But you have to just kind of tell yourself that you can do it, and remember that someone chose you to do that role for a reason, and then you just have to push through and go get it done. And think I would tell my 25-year-old self that.